What's up, guys? Today on Pew Pew Reviewz, I'm going to be talking about the Agency Arms NOC pistol. That's NOC, N-O-C. And basically, for those who don't know, what this is it's a custom Glock pistol or a custom compensated Glock pistol that's manufactured by Agency Arms. So I picked this one up at reactivegunworks.com. It's not the only place you can get it. There's a list of other retailers on the Agency Arms website where you can pick one of these up. So before I get into the gun, I just want to show the case that it comes with. It comes in this NOC 910 hard case. And the reason that is because these Glocks are manufactured from blank slides and Lone Wolf distributor frames. So they don't come with a Glock serial number. They don't come with Glock packaging from the Glock factory. So they ship them in these cases, and they put the big Agency Arms logo on the front, which is nice. So that's a nice little touch. So opening up the case, you can see it's very nicely padded. And the first thing you'll notice when you open it, and this is how it comes when you get it, minus the RMR and these Trijicon HD night sights. It does not come with those. It comes with a battle plate and some other sights, and I'll show you those in a second. But it does come just like this. It comes with two 15-round Glock 19 Magpul P mags, which are not my favorite Glock mags, but I mean it's a nice touch. So it comes with two of those. We'll put those aside, and then it comes, of course, with the NOC. And here's the NOC. Like I said, doesn't come with these sights or the RMR, but everything else you see on here, you see the Agency Arms A back plate, which is a very nice touch. You see their trigger, the stippling. Just want you guys to be able to see all the details, because this thing is gorgeous. And before we go any further, I'll just do a quick safety check, which I did before the video, but just for you guys, so you're not going crazy thinking I'm working with a hot gun or anything. So like I said, this thing is gorgeous, and that's the first thing I want to talk about is the fit and finish from Agency Arms. And it's hard to tell on camera how nice this thing really is, but believe me when I tell you, it is nice. Okay, so what else comes in the box? We'll put this aside. Underneath this padding here, this here, put that to the side. It comes with, this is a flared mag well that you can slide onto the bottom of the Lone Wolf frame. I particularly don't like it, but some people do. Comes with some literature, the NANIC literature is there for the case. This is the Agency Arms Project NOC manual. And it tells you everything you need to know. Talks about the break-in period, troubleshooting, cleaning, disassembly, reassembly, all that good stuff. And then it also comes with a certificate of authenticity, which is kind of cool too. Okay, it also comes in here another little bag of goodies. Slide this out of the way here. So in here you can see this is an extra recoil spring, and this one is 15 pounds. The one that I have in there now is 18 pounds. So it comes with both. They recommend using the 18-pound spring with 124 grain ammunition to get the best results out of the NOC. So that's what I got going on right now, and I'll probably keep it that way. These are the original sights that it comes with from Agency Arms, and I'll talk about those in a minute because it's something I want to talk about. Very unique. This is the battle plate that it comes with. See the American flag there. And it comes with the battle plate screws as well. Okay, so I took this off and I mounted the RMR. And it also comes with a flat back strap. Right now I have a small hump on the back. It comes with a flat back strap. And this is actually the magazine release that comes with the Lone Wolf frame. But Agency included their own aluminum magazine release, which is a really, really nice touch. And I'll show you more about that in a second. So the first thing I want to get into are these iron sights. Now, Agency Arms did something really unique with the sights, and I don't really know why they did it because it's kind of a pain. But they use a Glock rear sight, so that's a Glock dovetail rear sight. But they use a Smith & Wesson M&P front sight. So you can see the dovetail there. That's not a Glock front sight post. So if you want to change the sights on this, and you will have to change the sights on this if you want to run an RMR, and I'll show you why, is that if you look here, when this rear sight is on here, it actually overlaps the battle plate. Not a lot, but enough. It overlaps over the top of the battle plate. So you cannot remove the battle plate, nor can you mount an RMR with this rear sight on the gun. So you can either take the rear sight off, which I've seen people do, and just run only a front sight if you want to mount an RMR, or you have to change out the sights. Now, the problem with changing the sights is, like I stated previously, is that you have an M&P front and a Glock rear. So that poses a lot of issues because most manufacturers, while they manufacture both M&P sights and Glock sights, the problem you're going to have is the front sight post height. And what I mean by that is that a set of Glock sights might have one height of front sight post, and then the M&P from the same manufacturer will have a different height front sight post. So if you mix and match, your gun's not going to be accurate. Your point of impact is going to change. So there's two options that you have, maybe more, two that I have discovered, and one of them, and I called Agency about this, and I spoke to Paul on the phone for a couple hours, and they sent me over to Dawson Precision. Dawson Precision sells rear sights, front sight posts of all different heights and all different styles, and there you can buy a Glock rear and an M&P front. The problem is that they do not make a Glock rear and an M&P front that is going to be exactly the same. In other words, each rear sight calls for a specific height front sight, and they do not have that specific height in M&P. So you're gonna have to mix and match, and you can get close, but you can't get perfect. The other option are the Trigicon HD night sights, and if you go on Trigicon's website and you go to their HD night sights page and you go to the Glock, they'll give you the dimension of the front sight post. Then if you go to the M&P HD night sights, they'll also give you the dimension of the front sight post, and they're the exact same height. So what does that mean? You can buy a Glock rear and then an M&P front, and it'll be the exact same height as the Glock front. So that worked out really nicely. The only other issue with that is, if you look closely here, you'll see that I had to cut this base with a Dremel, and you can see the raw aluminum there where I cut it. Okay, the front sight base from Trigicon was too wide, and it would not fit in this groove here on the NOC. It would not fit there. So I had to trim it down evenly on both sides to get it so that I could close the slide over it. So it's a beyond a pain in the butt, but when it's all said and done, I think it's a really nice setup with those Trigicon HD. And I know they're not suppressor height, but if you look, you can see, here's my sight picture. I'll try to get it as good as possible. So you can see, I can just see over the base. All right. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is the break-in period. There's a 500 round break-in period on this gun, and it's serious. I mean, it's a serious break-in period. I literally, for the first 400 rounds, had to shoot the gun one time, bang, rack the slide, slap it back into battery, and then shoot it again. And I did that 400 times before the gun would even cycle one time. After about 450 rounds and cleaning and oiling the gun, it started to cycle fluently every single time. So it's a 180-degree turnaround. So if you buy the gun and you start using it and it's just not working, just give it time. It takes about 400, 450 rounds, and then it just starts working flawlessly from that point on. So it's literally a 180-degree turnaround on that. So that's something that was pretty scary in the beginning, but I got over it. So next thing I want to talk about is the fact that this is a lone wolf frame, and I really like that for a couple reasons. One of the reasons is the grip angle. This is more of a 1911 grip angle and not so much a Glock grip angle, which I really like. This is a compact lone wolf frame, so it's a Glock 19 lone wolf frame. And the slide is actually the same length as a Glock 17, including this compensator on the front here. So you have a Glock 19 frame, a Glock 17 slide. Also, you can see here the extended beaver tail on the back, which helps reduce the risk of slide bite, which I really like that as well. You can really get back there behind the gun without having to worry and get up really, high purchase on the gun without having to worry so much. So I like that. Another thing while I'm on the frame is this stippling. This stippling is, the micro stippling is very aggressive on the texture, and I like that. I like it a lot. It feels really good in the hands. You can see the undercut there, and it is perfect. I mean, just amazing. Also, I mentioned that there was a magazine release in the extra parts that they gave you. That's the one that comes with this. This is an aluminum magazine release. This is made by Agency Arms, and that's a really nice touch on there. Next thing I'll talk about is the trigger. The trigger is very nice. Very nice, to say the least. I mean, it's not a lot of take up. It's very crisp, very smooth, and a really nice solid reset. What I do like is that they didn't change any of the components. So if you're going to carry this gun every single day like I do, I know some people are worried about having to use a gun in self-defense and having a really light trigger pull that can get them into some trouble legally. Well, you're not going to have to worry about that with this gun and with this trigger. So that's something that I'm really a big fan of. Now, I did see somewhere on YouTube someone mentioned that the mags that this comes with, these mag pull mags, do not drop out of the mag well. Well, as you can see, that's not really the case, and here's another one here. Here's a Glock mag. Here's a standard Glock mag. And these are all empty mags, so they're really light. And they all drop out, no problems. And I've never had a problem with my mags dropping freely from here. So if you do have a problem with your mags dropping out and you're watching this, you may want to contact Agency Arms because something's not right. And hopefully they can get that taken care of for you. Well, that about wraps things up. If you guys have any questions or concerns or comments, just go ahead and leave it in the comment section of the video, and I'll try to get back to you with any responses if I can answer it. That's it. Agency Arms, Project NOC. Thank you.